Have you seen that meme that says, the most expensive part of having kids is all the wine you have to drink? Now, I think a lot of mums will relate to that. Wine and motherhood certainly seem to go hand in hand nowadays. It's one of the ways we acknowledge that parenting can be really hard. And telling someone that they deserve a drink after a long day of managing toddler tantrums or teenage angst, it all comes from a well-meaning place, I believe. And at the same time, I have worked with so many hundreds of mums over the years that I know alcohol doesn't benefit mothers or children in the long term. It's a short-term fix that has long-term serious downsides for everyone. Now listen, the purpose of this video isn't to make you feel bad or feel guilty if you are a mum who drinks, but I do want to show you something. I want to show you what life could be like if you quit. I want to show you how your kids will benefit, whether they're big or small, and how life will get easier without booze in the picture. Seriously, it will be easier. And I know you don't believe that right now. And maybe you're thinking, well, Kate, what do you even know? You don't have kids. So if you don't mind, I want to just introduce you to some of the mums who are in my community, who've worked with me, who've taken my Getting Unstuck course, who've quit drinking and are now finding being a parent so much easier and better. Here's what they had to say.
The children were more perceptive, and they were a big reason why I also started to think I have to do something about this. I felt like I was a terrible role model. They would roll their eyes every time I used to casually say, oh, I'm just going to drop in at the bottle shop on the way home. And they'd be like, oh God, like there was no escaping the kids. You know, they were like, another one, you had a bottle last night and oh, that man in the shop knows you. And all of this terrible stuff.
Like the voice of your guilty conscience, basically.
Yeah, completely in the backseat of the car. Oh, and I, you know, I used to get, I just got this, still got memories of them, you know, sitting outside the bottle shop because I wouldn't let them in, because I just didn't want them in there.
How has your sobriety impacted your children and your husband and the people around you?
Just in such a positive way. And I asked, I've asked my kids and husband, and they all say the same thing. I'm more patient. I actually listen to them rather than getting the feeling that I'm just on to the next thing and I don't really want to be talking to them. I don't shout anymore. According to my daughter, she said, you don't shout at us anymore, Mum, which made me feel sad, but relieved and pleased all at the same time.
My children are 15 and 11. So, you know, when they were smaller, I could just about wait till they went to bed and then drink. So I'd exposed them to a lot of my drinking. Another triggering factor for me stopping was the glass my daughter ordered me as a present that says "Mummy needs wine" on it. And I was like, oh, I am definitely more present for them. I mentioned helping my son revise for his GCSEs. I wouldn't be able to do that of an evening if I was drinking. I'm a lot more patient. My daughter does an awful lot of gymnastics, which she needs picking up from. Recently, she doesn't need picking up till even later. And of course I can do that. Whereas previously, how can I pick up a child at 7:30, 8 o'clock 4 times a week and drink?
But my children, I asked them recently, and I said to them, you know, I was doing this call with you, and I said, you know, and they're very aware of the course that I've done, you know, I've shared all that with them. And the word that came up for them was that I was very disconnected when I was drinking. And I was also more emotional, overly emotional. And looking back now, yeah, I can see what they're talking about, but that sense of disconnection, not being present. And I hadn't realised how my children had noticed that because I thought I kept it quite well hidden that I was drinking. Do you know what I mean? Because I didn't.
And you were showing up and doing all the things
Yeah.
that you wanted to do, like
Yeah.
doing the things, but it was that actual being present and having that real connection with them, I suppose.
Yeah. I think after a point in the evening, once tea was out the way, you know, then it was my time to just numb out and not have to think. And there was the disconnection, you know, not being able to talk to my boys about school or homework or whatever it was.
Luke's fantastic. I mean, he's 22 now, and he's in his final year doing his master's in engineering, and he is just amazing. And my relationship with him is so much better. He, I always say, is my reason for doing it, because I just kind of, I know we say about playing the movie forward, but for me it was playing my life forward. And I'm 52 now. At some point, hopefully, I'm going to be a grandma. And in my head, I was like, there's no way on earth he's going to want me to look after his kids.
Yeah.
Why would he? Unless I do something. And so that is my constant. That's my why, really.
Being there for my kids, whatever happens, you know, my kids can call me in the middle of the night. They can come in and wake me up. I am there for them, whatever. I've been very honest with them about all the mistakes that I've made, and they in turn can be honest with me about their mistakes.
They know that I'm there for them, although I'm always there for them. Obviously, I'm their mum. But when I was drinking, I wasn't really present with them, I suppose, is the difference. Sometimes on a Friday night, it was like, sorry, lads, you know, if you want to lift anywhere, tough, mum's having a drink. So that's a massive difference. And yeah, they're both incredibly proud of me, which makes me proud as well, because they're lovely boys. And I do have regrets, obviously, that the time I was drinking, I wasn't around mentally quite as much as I should have been. But kids are very resilient and they're very forgiving. So yeah, they much prefer the version of me they've got now.
I hope this video inspires you and helps you to believe that an alcohol-free lifestyle will make parenting easier rather than harder. It will be an upgrade for you and your kids, no matter what age they are. And if you've already quit drinking, you probably already know this. So if that's you, let me know in the comments below. How has an alcohol-free lifestyle benefited you and your children? Or even you and your grandchildren? I'd love to hear about it.